video, I did a little introduction about me. So today I'm back to share a little bit more about my college life, and today we're gonna go a lot deeper and sharing about my whole journey in college. I'll also be sharing some advice of things that I wish I knew before going to college, but now that I've graduated, it's too late. So especially if you're studying in Singapore, this is really important, so listen up. Okay, so while I share about myself today, I'm also going to be doing some masking and relaxing my body. So as usual, if you guys like this kind of videos, please let me know by liking the video down below. Feel free to also comment down below if there's any questions you'd like to ask, or there's anything else you'd like to know, or things that I've never covered. I'll be happy to share them down below in the comments as well. I can smell my lavender in my whole room. It's so calming. I'll be putting an eye mask. This is actually one of the best eye masks available in China, and a lot of people have bought this before, and I wanted to try it out and see whether it's really that good. It's supposedly supposed to help with wrinkles and brightening your dark eye circles as well. I also have my body lotion right here, and this is lavender scented as well. Let's start with where I studied. I studied at Nanyang Business School, which is part of Nanyang Technological University, which is a university here in Singapore. Within the Nanyang Business School faculty, there is two courses, one being accounting and the other being business. So I went for the business degree, and over in my school, the business degree is 3 years course, and on the first year, it's a common year where every first year student will always take the same courses, which covers you for the basics of business. For example, you will take a very basic level of accounting, you will take a very basic level of marketing, you will take statistics, all the basic subjects of business. After that, on your second year to your third year, that's where you will go for specialization. So specialization can include, for example, your marketing, your actuary, like I mentioned. So I shared a little bit on this on my previous video where I did a little U-turn in my university / college life, which actually extended my 3 years to a 4 years course. And let me share a little bit more about it today. You guys can't take me seriously, right? So each of these specializations that you take on your second year, they have prerequisites. These prerequisites are basically your grades that you get on your first year for those common modules that you take. Except for statistics as a module, as a course, because it's difficult for people to pass the exam. Actually, it was basically the most difficult one to get because you had to have an A in statistics in order for you to be able to take actuary. This is a module where some of the students will go to the extent of going overseas just to take statistics over there just because it's easier to pass. In this case, if you go overseas to take statistics, your course will be under a pass-fail system, which means you can only get a pass or a fail, and that is very easy to pass basically. Yeah, so on my first year, I was very Asian and I got an A for statistics. I studied really hard for it, by the way. I mean, I studied really hard for everything. And by the way, an actuary pays tons. What an actuary actually does is they help insurance companies and banks to calculate their risks. You have to be able to forecast so much things and do probability testing and all of that, which of course pays really well, especially in this financial sector where managing risk is basically what the bank needs to do as a core in order to survive and in order for them to make enough money. Me being me, since I got an A, I am 100% qualified to be an actuary. Right, so I decided to take actuary as a specialization, and little did I know, I was there for only 1 semester. Every single week you have like something like a homework that you have to bring home and complete and submit by next week. So every week I was just crying to myself while doing the homework because I just can't do it. Like I can't even solve the most simple of questions. I was like, oh my god, I totally overestimated myself. Since I got an A, I am 100% qualified to be an actuary. And even during tutorials and even when I was in class, I was struggling so much. I was like looking at the lecturer and I couldn't understand, and then in the end I would just start falling asleep, which of course is not good. Yeah, please don't learn from me. So by midterm, which basically means like the exams that happens in the middle of the semester, oh my god, I was totally crying and I was so upset, and I failed the test, and I haven't failed much stuff in my life because I study so hard. Yeah, my mom and my dad has really high expectations of me, and I have high expectations of myself as well. And for me to fail an exam, I was very disappointed in myself. I must say that it honestly affected me quite a bit. I was really so unhappy and I was so upset every single day. So before the end of semester, I decided to switch my specialization. I skipped all my actuary related exams. I went to apply for a switch in my specialization. I was telling them that I really couldn't do it, and I went for my second choice. So my second choice was marketing. So I'm so glad that I changed my specialization, guys. It's not just about being mentally healthy again and happy again and not crying myself to sleep again. So more importantly, I was able to get better grades, which is so important in Singapore's society. For my course itself, you can graduate with different classes. You can graduate with first class, second upper, second lower, and all of the rest. It's so important for you to minimally be able to get a second upper. And I'm not kidding about this because you can easily prove what I'm saying now yourself. It's very important because all the companies that you will want to work for, and all the companies that are important, that pays well, that survives in this industry, that has a good name and is good for your resume and all that, they only accept second upper and above. So they don't accept anything below second upper. So this is one of the key advices that I wanted to share with you guys, especially if you are studying in Singapore, how important it is for you to score in college. So whatever that you have done in the past, your high school, your primary school, secondary school, is all for you to get a foot into university. I can say at least 95% of companies that are looking for people who are studying the same thing as you, they are looking for that piece of paper. Sad but true. So imagine if I went ahead with studying actuary, I'm telling you, I wouldn't have graduated. I would probably have just failed my whole life. Like after I switched to marketing, my life was so much happier. I was feeling so much more engaged in school, and last but not least, in I guess a materialistic sense of what university is, I also managed to get a great degree and graduated with a good class as well. I'm taking these things off first because time is up. It's not very obvious, but I can feel like it's kind of like tightening, which is good because tightening is needed if you want the wrinkles to go away. Apart from studying, you are also required to actually go for a compulsory internship, and this internship can be minimally for 3 months. For example, across your holidays, you must go and do one internship. This compulsory internship, you have to either go and find yourself or get referred by the school. So at that point in time, I honestly felt very down and I felt very bad about myself. I felt like I wasn't good enough to do anything in life, and I decided to go and upgrade myself a bit more than what my peers would. So I decided to go and take a 6 months internship instead. So my first internship for 6 months was at an agency, a marketing agency. I don't really want to share too much about this part of my life, but yeah, the key point is I did a 6 months internship in this company. Yes. Thereafter, I also went for another internship because again, I didn't feel like I was good enough compared to my peers at my age. They'll be working 1 year earlier than me. They will also have more experience than me. That was when I went for my internship with L'Oreal. That was really a good experience. I was exposed to how a corporate company and a big company actually really work. You see that whole process and that whole structure of how marketing works across different channels. Okay, this is way too in-depth, but yeah. It's very common for people to say that if you go for a very short internship, you are not able to be exposed a lot and you won't be able to learn as much as you want. Honestly, I feel like most of the time this is true. However, it also depends on the company as well. So if, for example, it's a very fast-paced company where projects run at a very short amount of time, that's definitely something that you can take on and learn as well. But for example, in L'Oreal, I'm sure that 3 months wouldn't be enough, and 6 months would have worked better for me. And I'm glad that I also took it up because it really helped my resume as a whole, and it's a brand that literally everybody knows. Yeah, you don't really have to sell that company, you don't have to explain what they do. It naturally just flows with your resume, if you know what I mean. So all students actually have an opportunity for exchange program, which requires you to go over to another country's university to study over there and take similar modules as what is offered at your home country. So for myself, I went to Taiwan for about 4 months to do this exchange program. So literally in these 4 months, we found our own house, we got our own transport, we go to school ourselves, head out ourselves, travel alone, travel in groups, travel to neighboring countries, and just tour around whole of Taiwan. And honestly, that was one of the best 4 months of my life. I've learned so much just by being out there alone without your family, without your friends that have been with you for all this while. It really brings you out of that comfort zone and you learn how to be more independent. That 4 months is like a totally new story that I have to share in a separate video. That's like a way too long a story. But yes, if you guys want to hear it, please just comment down below. So especially for you guys who are studying here in Singapore, in a Singapore university, it's really very important for you to study sufficiently. Yes. The keyword is sufficiently. Sufficiently meaning you are able to graduate with a degree and a class that qualifies you to be able to join the company that you want to join. A very easy way for you to find that out is, for example, if you want to go to L'Oreal, just head on to L'Oreal's career website, find a similar role that you are looking for, and just look at the requirements. It will all be listed over there. So just make sure you study sufficiently to ensure that you are able to qualify yourself, and the rest can just be fun because college is really quite fun. It's very important for you guys to also participate. By participating, I mean participating in a lot of things in school. For Singapore universities, especially for business modules, there's always a portion in your grading system that requires you to participate in class. Participation can mean a lot of things. You can answer your lecturer's questions, you can be the group leader of your project, you can, I don't know, make a lot of noise in class and be very participative and cooperative. And that portion, at least for my school, can come up to about 20 to 30% of your entire 100% grade of that module. It's really very important. So when I first started my degree, I am the timid girl who sits at the back of the class kind of girl that doesn't really participate, not because I don't want to participate, but because I feel shy and I don't like to open my mouth in the front of the whole class. But let me tell you, it's honestly very easy for you to score very well in this particular participation segment. Let me share with you my tips. Number 1, during the first class of your module that you're taking, be sure to sit right in front. Sit at the front row of class. Let me tell you why. Firstly, because after you sit on that seat for that first class, for the whole module, you are assigned to that seat because everybody just goes back to where they sat last week. Sitting in front kind of blocks you from the world behind you, where all your other classmates are, which actually helps with your bravery when it comes to answering questions or participating in class and asking your lecturers questions or answering the lecturers' questions. It really helps in blocking out that external distractions that tends to make you feel a bit more timid. Very easy for you to strike a conversation with your lecturer as well when you are sitting in front. Just because the lecturer is more or less always in front of the class and in front of the room, it's easier for you to communicate with the lecturer and speak to the lecturer and discuss with the lecturer. And let me tell you, okay, that is the most important part of getting participation. If you really want to score in this segment, it's really not about answering your lecturer's questions once every week or every class. It's really about having that deeper conversation and for him to have an impression on you that is where that participation marks tends to go up. So this is really a very important tip, especially if you are studying business in Singapore. Thirdly, the importance of internships. Having internships builds your resume up because, for example, if you are a person who doesn't have any resume at all when you started work, people will always choose someone who has even an internship because that person has work experience. Having that work experience, although it's not really an official one, it really helps to build your resume up and helps you to get your first job. Having an internship is important, but performing in the internship is also very important. Make sure you are able to learn a lot of skills. If there's an opportunity for you to take up a project, please go and take it. Yeah, just suffer for a while, but you'll be fine, okay? And the reason why it's important is because, honestly, a lot of companies try to rehire their interns because it's just easier to do so. You are already trained in terms of the company and what they do, and you are trained on the processes as well, and there's no need for them to spend more time and more cost to retrain another person. So if you are somebody who fulfills their criteria, how you fit to the organization, to how you can complete the work, how your attitude is, how everything is, if you perform well, it's easy for them to offer you a job right after you graduate, and that can come before you graduate, by the way. They can even send you a confirmation letter right after your internship to make sure that you are safe and locked down to join their company once you graduate. So that is also one of the key points. So for myself, I learned this advice the hard way, but for you guys, I wanted to let you know also that, so if you are on a path that you feel unsure about, it's okay. It's normal because the world is just unsure anyway. Yeah. But if you are unhappy on that path that you are taking, that is a big red flag right there. And if you are like me, you're crying every day and you're being very mentally drained because of what you chose as a path, it's really okay for you to take a step back, for you to think about what you really want in life. You need to take another route. So be it. The very basic thing that you can get when you change that route of yours is to be happier. And that is one of the most important things that I really look for whenever I do anything. If I don't feel happy, I will end up giving it up anyway. Just imagine me if I went down that actuary route. I might not have graduated, and I might have just wasted that 3 years of my life, and in the end I have to go to another university to take another degree, which is going to take another 3 to 4 years of my life. It's also okay to feel afraid to take a step back. It has been a long talk, and I think I've been talking for like 45 minutes or something. Let me continue with my lotion while I close off this video. Thank you for listening to me for the past 45 minutes, although I might cut it to a little bit shorter. So today I only covered the studying portion of college. Probably be covering deeper on my exchange, on my hall life, and also my orientation camps as well. Because I think these are probably the highlights of my college life, and there's quite a bit to cover on. So if you guys would like to listen to those stories as well, please comment down below and let me know. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed talking to myself. So I really hope that you guys like this video of me just talking and talking, especially on the advice part. So if you guys are going to college soon, or you guys are in college now, I really hope that those helped you out. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!